Hello and welcome back to the Stitch Your Own Adventure podcast. My name is Erica and I'm going to talk to you today about my knitting. I've been away for a couple of weeks. Not away, I just didn't podcast last weekend. It's just been a busy 2 weeks and I just didn't have that much to share. So I'm back today and I'll get everyone all caught up, and yeah, it's nice to be sitting down to do this again. So if you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about my knitting and my crafting, and yeah, welcome if you're new and welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this video, feel free to, like and subscribe, do all the things you do on YouTube. Okay, so to start with today, I will show you what I'm wearing. This is my finished ranunculus. I'm pretty pleased with it. It is a little short, but that's what you get when you use like one skein of something and you just make it work. But I'm actually really pleased with how long the sleeves turned out. This is a pattern by Midori Hirose, really popular pattern. Many of you have probably already made some of these, if not at least heard of it. So highly recommend this pattern. It was so fun and I really do want to make it again. I want to make like a full sleeve version, and I think I also want to make a summery cottony short sleeve version. But yeah, I'm excited. It's pretty comfy too, so yay. That's what I'm wearing. So to start off, I'm gonna bring out a project that I have not brought out in a while. Okay, this is my shawl. Let's get it out of the bag. Dun, dun, dun. This is my Touchstone shawl. It is by Fogbound Knits. Here, let me try to hold it up the way it's actually meant to be worn for you guys. Give me a second. Oop, yarn everywhere. It's kind of the lifestyle though, yarn everywhere. Okay, here it is. So big, so beautiful. Yes, so I'm over here. The last time we talked, let's see if I can find where I had a marker somewhere in here. It's on the side. So I have a marker here. So I did from approximately this row down to where it's on my needles. Yay, progress. So this shawl is a nice pattern. It's just mostly garter stitch with a few eyelet rows, and I am at the point where I'm sort of running low on yarn as per usual. So I've got this much yarn left, and this is Lion Brand Shawl in a Ball. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued, but you can probably still find it like around, in some big box stores. They might still have some, or on Ravelry. It's an interesting yarn, but it is pretty cozy feeling. So I've got this much left. I'm supposed to, in the pattern, I've like just finished this garter section and I would be starting another eyelet section, but with this much yarn, I'm just not sure if I want to, if I have enough to do another eyelet section, even part of an eyelet section, if that would look weird, or if I should just keep going and do garter till the end, or just end now. That's always an option with shawls that are shaped like this, because it's like you can kind of just keep going till you run out. So I have to think on that a little bit, but I'm hoping that next time I podcast, this will finally be done and I'll be wearing it all the time. That's the goal. But yeah, if you have any ideas, if you have any thoughts on this, whether I should try to squeeze in another eyelet section as we have here. Let me see if I can hold it a little closer without dragging it on the ground. Yeah, another eyelet section, or just keep going with the garter section. It's one of those things where it's like, I know it's gonna matter more to me than to anyone who sees me wearing it. Like, I don't think 90% of people are gonna be like, oh, it looks like you should have had another part of the pattern there, huh? Like, I don't think anyone's gonna be looking that close except me. So I'm sure it will be fine no matter what. I'm gonna try to not obsess over it, over this decision. So yeah, that's my shawl. I'm happy that I finally picked it back up, and I'm excited to get it done and off the needles, just to have sort of one less thing on my mind, especially because I'm just really in a sweater kind of mood. I want to be working on those types of projects, and so I don't want to feel like I'm just sitting on something that isn't really like what I'm looking for, I guess, to work on in my free time. But yes, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say on this. Nope, I don't think so. All right, back in the bag. Okay, so then my next project is a new cast on, I believe. I don't think I've shown this to you guys before. If I have, pardon me. It's a new sock. Yay! I think I mentioned last time that I really wanted to do socks. So I did. So I picked up a pair and I started working on it. This is a sock. It's 64 stitches around, just a vanilla sock. The stripes are not manually done by me. They are done by the magic of the yarn. It's a Patton's Croy sock yarn, and I believe the color is tourmaline stripes. Another word I don't know how to pronounce. But yeah, so I've got the leg done. I did the leg, normally on Ben's socks I do the leg 70 rounds, but for some reason this yarn is like huge for sock yarn. I don't know, it's weird. It's like, I actually brought out another one. So this was the last pair of socks I made for Ben, out of Patton's Croy, right? Same yarn, same brand. I looked at like the specs, is that what you call it? I looked at like the yardage and like, it's 50 grams, it's the same amount of yardage. Hello, why is this one so chunky? It's like so thick. It's significantly thicker than this one, which is annoying for a few reasons. Well, it's nice, like it's a nice thick sock, and actually even though it looks gigantic, because it's so thick, it actually, like I've had Ben try it on and it fits him really well. Like it's gonna be a nice thick sock, so that's not the problem. The problem is that I've only done this much of the foot, and I only have this much yarn left. Like I brought, I've got the two 50-gram skeins. Yeah, 50-gram skeins, 166 yards. Oh, is that the same? I might still have the other. Yeah, that's the same. 166 yards. And it's not enough to make one sock. Granted, it's a man-sized sock, but I've never had this problem. Like 100 grams has always been able to get me 2 socks, a pair. So that's a little annoying because I don't want to rip back. Like I know I could, rip back past the heel, take out some of the leg so that I have more on the foot and the toe. But Ben doesn't like short socks. I don't want to give him something that he's not going to like. And, it's also like I've already put in this much work. I don't want to rip back if I don't have to. So I actually did go online today and order one more skein, one more 50-gram skein, which hopefully will be enough to finish up this one and also, the toe section of the other sock that I have not yet started, but which will presumably also run out of yarn. So yarn chicken in an unexpected, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when you buy sock yarn, you should be able to expect to get a pair of socks out of 100 grams, right? Especially when I've done, like, that's the other thing. It's like I've used this yarn before and it worked out perfectly. And I actually did fewer rows on the leg than this time, but oh well, it is what it is. They're gonna be super cozy winter socks, so that's a win, but a little disappointed with that Patton's Croy yarn. Anyway, those are my socks. Really happy to have socks on the needle. They've just been a nice thing to have, you know. It's just nice to have something that's like so small, not like unwieldy, doesn't feel like it's a lot of work to take it out, and it's just simple. So that's been fun. You also can like really see your progress, which is nice too. Anyway, this is the big one. This is the main project that I've been working on. Now that I say that out loud, it's a little funny because I actually don't think I picked it up this week. It was a super busy week. It was like I had stuff after work almost every day, which is pretty unusual for me. Yeah, it was just not a lot of knitting time. And when I did pick up knitting, it was usually those socks. But anyway, this is my, did you guys hear that little cheer? I think people must be watching sports in the neighborhood or something. Is there a big game today? I don't know. I'm not really a sports person, if you couldn't have guessed. But anyway, this is my Felix cardigan. It's a cardigan. My very first ever cardigan. And yeah, well, first of all, I mean, it looks like a cardigan, right? That's pretty impressive. There, I'll kind of hold it up. Last time we talked, I was still on the body. So I finished the body and I got a little nervous. So I like finished the body and I kind of tried it on, and I realized that with cardigans, you know, where they sit on your shoulder does kind of affect like where the sleeve falls. So I didn't really want to do the sleeve until I knew exactly how it was going to sit on my shoulders. So I actually built up some courage and I picked up the button band and the neck band, and I'd never done a button band before, so I was pretty nervous about it, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And let me try to see. Okay, so this is one side, right? This is the regular, this is the side that you sew the buttons to, and then this is the side with the buttonholes that you can't see, so I'm going to stick my little fingers through them if I can. Boop. That's a buttonhole. Yeah. And I did the neckband, so now it actually, like, pretty much, I mean, ignoring all the strings, all the unwoven in yarn, it really does start to look like a cardigan. Right? Yay! And then I also have most of one of the sleeves done. So that's pretty exciting. I will say, well, I should tell you what yarn I'm using, shouldn't I? I am using Knit Picks City Tweed in the heavy worsted Aran. I think they also have a DK in the color Orca, and it's really cozy. The one thing I was gonna say about this, besides talking about the button band, is that even though my gauge was a little bit on the small side, this is coming out like huge. And I'm sure that's my fault and not the pattern, because this seems to be a trend where I like maybe overcompensate when I'm picking a size, like, but let me see if I can show you without getting, oh, I'm so tangled. Yarn is so dangerous, isn't it? You just get tangled up everywhere. but yeah, like it's just pretty big in the body, and I like oversized, so, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bit big, and so I'm imagining it like if it was buttoned up. There's still just a lot of positive ease that kind of like ends up bunching up over here. So, you know, if I were to make it again, I would choose the smaller size, I think. But also, you know, it's hard to really tell how it's gonna look until you have the sleeves and stuff on. But it's just a little bit chunky, I guess. It just doesn't like sit on the body exactly the way I typically like cardigans to. But there's still time, you know, once I sew on buttons, which I have to buy, I have to find some buttons that I like. I think I want a light color, maybe. I think that would maybe bring out some of the specks and look pretty. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it ends up looking, like it's a cardigan I made for me, or if it's like a cardigan I stole from, I don't know, like an uncle. Like I feel like that's what it's gonna look like. But I'm still excited, and I know I'm still gonna wear it because it's gonna be so easy to just throw on, and it's so cozy and warm. Like even just having it on then and then taking it off, it's like you can just feel how warm it makes you. So that's really nice. And also, it's my first cardigan, so like I'm gonna be kind to myself on that. If it doesn't turn out perfectly, it's like I have the pattern and I can totally try it again. So yes, I'm pleased with it. I'm pleased with it, a little maybe disappointed, I guess, in myself for maybe not thinking through the size I should actually make. I think something I'm struggling with in general is just like, I like positive ease, I really do. I like wearing clothes with positive ease, but I don't think I have a good conception of like how much positive ease is sort of in the range I like on my body. So I don't think I'm very good at like, if I read a pattern and it says like, oh, this will be, you know, the final size should be about 47 inches or something, and you should have about, you know, however, like let's say like 5 to 7 inches of positive ease. Like I can't really picture that. So that's something that I want to sort of develop, is sort of having that awareness and understanding of like how those inches on paper translate to an actual garment on my person. Like I understand the concept. I think it's just like the amounts, maybe I'm just not quite getting. Like I know where 0 is. So yeah. But I am still really pleased with it, and it's just been a really fun project to work on, and because it's such kind of like thick, is that the right word? Thick yarn? Because it's you know, it's Aran weight. It's just, it goes really fast. Like you really do make a lot of progress. That sleeve I probably worked on in just like a couple nights, and it's most of the way there, 2/3 maybe. So that's been really fun. Anyway, I think for this week, my plan is to just keep working on these. I don't really think I'm gonna be starting a new cast on until I'm at least most of the way through the second sleeve on this sweater. But yeah, hopefully I'll finish up that shawl, maybe knock this sock out once the new yarn gets in. Yeah, so that's all my knitting for the day. As far as life stuff, I know I mentioned like it's been a busy week. That's true. I met up with some coworkers after work one day, and I actually got to go see a ballet with my friend. I used to do ballet and dance all through college, and it was a really big part of my life, and I do really love it. So it was really fun to get to see a live performance. I haven't been to see a ballet in years, so that was really fun. And it was actually the Kiev ballet. Like it was this Ukrainian ballet company from Kyiv who has been touring ever since the invasion of their country. And so it was really amazing to get to see them perform and to feel, like you were supporting at least that small group of people and appreciating what they're going through and that they're here. So that was pretty incredible, in addition to the just beautiful dancing. So that was amazing too. Yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. It was really fun. I hope to hear a little bit about what you're working on. Maybe if you've made any of the same projects that I'm talking about, tell me how they've been. Especially a Felix cardigan, if you've had any issues with sizing on that, or if I'm the only one. But yeah, I hope your upcoming week goes really well, and I can't wait to talk to you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.